Hey there, everybody, hockey fans of all ages. Thank you for joining us on the Scabbard. I'm Dave Valente. Oh, 10 in a row. We're here again. Um, yeah, so another loss, another um, disappointing loss. I mean, there are times when you watch the Sabres and you think, well, they're doing okay during the streak. They do okay, and then things fall apart. And this is kind of where they were this last time out. They played well in the first period. They got out to a 2-0 lead. Uh, I didn't really like the first goal that was scored. The Sabres throughout the rest of the game seemed to be chasing the Leafs around the zone and couldn't get the puck off of them. And there were several long sequences where the Leafs kept the puck in the zone and got good scoring chances, and they scored off of them. Conversely, the Sabres, the problem with the Sabres was that when they do, when they're in the zone, there never seems to be like a really good scoring opportunity. They did take advantage of a couple of opportunities early in the game, but it just never felt like they were in that game after maybe the 10-minute mark of the second period. And it just got worse from there. There was 3 quick goals in the second period, down 3-2 in the or 4-3 in the start of the third period, and then it just never got close. It never felt like they were going to come back and beat the Toronto Maple Leafs. So again, another disappointing loss by the Sabres. And yesterday, Terry Bagula flies up to Montreal to meet the team in La Belle Province. And, the news was not good if you're a Sabres fan and you were hoping for change, because it was, we believe that the solution is in the room, which tells us that they won't do anything until the trade deadline, when they probably have to trade off a bunch of contracts they don't want to hold on to, like getting rid of Jason Zucker and a few other players that they can get some value for. So as a Sabres fan, I believe it was either Andrew Peters or Craig Rivet after the Whistle podcast. They're talking about Sabres fans should be furious about that meeting, and honestly, I was furious 6 years ago. Yeah, now I'm just numb. Like, okay, 14th year. I had an opportunity to go to the Caps game on Saturday. I don't want to pour any money into this team right now. Like, it's not worth it. Somebody's got to give a shit here, and we're not seeing it on the team. We're not seeing it in the owner. We're not seeing it in the general manager. It just seems like this accountability that they talked about all the offseason, this win now culture. We're 10 games deep into this losing streak, and we're not seeing any improvement. And then we come into tonight's game where we're actually battling for last place in the Atlantic. You've got the Montreal Canadiens coming in. They're 11-16-3. The Sabres are 11-16-4. They have one more point than the Habs. So the Habs could, win in overtime, still take over seventh place in the division. The Sabres have to win tonight to stay out of the bottom of the division. Nick Suzuki leads the team with 30 points, 11 goals, and 19 assists on the season. Sam Montembeault leads the goalies with 3.01 goals against average and 900 save percentage with 9 wins. So he's got 9 out of the 11 wins for the Habs. Previous meeting was a defensive masterpiece. The Sabres blew leads of 3-2 and 5-4 on Veterans Day to lose 7-5. Probably the worst loss this season until you run through a whole string of losses by the Sabres over the last several weeks now. So ever since they came back from California. 3 keys to the game. It really doesn't even matter at this point. Just win one. I mean, I don't know. Like I don't see this team as currently constructed turning this around. I know Lance Lasowski pointed out that, or maybe it was Paul Hamilton pointed out that it's been almost 2 years since the Sabres have run off 4 wins in a row, and that wouldn't even get them to NHL 500 at this point. So they've got a lot of work to do, and this team just doesn't look like it's there at all. All right, the lineups for the Montreal Canadiens. This is per NHL.com. Take that with a grain of salt because they are not often that right. So Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki, Juraj Slafkovsky on that first line. Montreal is a very first-line heavy team. If you can stop their first line, which the Sabres didn't do in the first meeting, Cole Caulfield got 2 almost identical power play goals. Nick Suzuki scored. I think Slafkovsky scored as well. If you can limit the first line, you've got a chance at winning the game. But I think all 4 goalies played in that game, and none of them look good. So Alex Newhook, Kirby Dach, Patrick Laine on the second line, Josh Anderson, Christian Dvorak, Brendan Gallagher on the third line, Emil Heineman, Jake Evans, and Yul Armia on the fourth line. The defensive pairs for the Montreal Canadiens. The young phenom Lane Hudson with Mike Matheson, Caden Gooley with Justin Barron, and Arbor Chekai with David Savard. The goaltender tonight is going to be Sam Montembeault with Caden Primo backing up. I think that's a reverse from the first matchup where Caden Primo started, didn't finish, and Montembeault held the Sabres off the score sheet late in the third period as the Habs scored 3 in a row to finish that game off. Scratches and injuries for the Habs, not much. Michael Pizzata and Jaden Struble are scratched. There are no injuries for this Montreal Canadiens, so a healthy lineup. Lineups for the Sabres, again, from NHL.com. I saw this also on Daily Faceoff, so same lineups. I think Daily Faceoff has the players reversed. So centers are all the same. Right wings and left wings are inverted, I guess. But Benson moves up to the first line with Tage Thompson and Alex Tuck, Jack Quinn with Dylan Cousins and J.J. Peterkin on that second line. Ryan McLeod, Uri Kulik, and Jason Zucker on the third line, and Beck Malenstein, Peyton Krebs, Nicholas Obey-Kubel on the fourth line. Defensive pairings, it looks like Dahlin's still out, so Matthias Samuelsson with Owen Power, Bowen Byram with Henry Jokiharju, Dennis Gilbert with Connor Clifton. And the goalies tonight, Ukko Pekka-Luukkonen back in nets. And honestly, this 10-game winning streak is not on the goaltenders. This team is just not good defensively at all. And they're not playing good fundamental hockey. A number of bad passes, missed passes, unable to receive passes that are right on the tape is just frustrating to watch. And then again, they get the puck in the zone and they just circle around the outside and never really threaten the middle. Scratches and injuries. Jacob Bryson is scratched. Rasmus Dahlin with back spasms. Sam Lafferty, lower body, and Jordan Greenway, middle body. So I'm assuming that's a core or sports hernia type injury. So second time he's been out with that same injury. Tonight's odds per DraftKings, play responsibly. Sabres are a 1.5 favorite. Not sure why you ever put the Sabres as a favorite on a 10-game streak. But I guess you figure eventually they're going to have to win something. But over-under is 6, which I'd be tempted to take the over after the way the first game played out. The Canadians scored more than 6. Buffalo got 5 in that game. So anyway, play responsibly. That's why I don't play. On this date, December 17th, 1978, Danny Garris scores 7 seconds into the game in a 6-3 win over the Vancouver Canucks for fastest goal from the start of the game for the Buffalo Sabres. The week ahead for the Sabres, we've got Friday home game against Toronto. Most of the rest of the month, all the way into the first week or two into January, the Sabres are going to be on the road a lot. So we got Saturday at Boston, Monday at the Islanders. We're 0-2 against the Islanders. So, again, rough rough year against the Islanders. They haven't really done too much against them this season, so hopefully they can turn that around on Monday. Our next episode is going to be Friday night at 6 p.m. as we take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. I believe they're wearing the black and reds on that event, so we'll see. It's supposed to be black and red Friday, so I think they're wearing the goat heads then. Anyway, that is the show. Starting a little low key. I think people understand with the way that the Sabres are going this year. So anyway, thanks for watching. Let's go Buffalo. Let's fucking end this goddamn losing streak. Anyway, have a great one, and we'll talk to you all later.